Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to the this session on commodity derivatives and risk management. And if you recall, last class I had given each of you an assignment to find out the seasonality index associated with gold and DAP fertilizer price. Now, just to give you a recollection, if you remember, seasonality index can be found out by dividing the average price prevailing for a given month or a season or a quarter divided by the total average price of over the time into 100. So this is the seasonal index or seasonal index in percentage terms. So this index shows the average price for the season divided by average price over time, and I'm sure you got time to work out the seasonality between gold and gold prices as well as the prices of DAP fertilizer. So can you please can you please identify which months are high seasonal months and low seasonal months? As I mentioned, there is no way of me coming to know whether you have done it or not. Had it been a regular class, probably I would have asked you to show me your result, and I'm sure being an simple Excel assignment, you would have found it quite easy to answer this question. Nevertheless, let me show you what is the answer to this particular question, or which months have higher seasonality and lower seasonality between these two commodities. Let me take you through. So this is the answer to. Okay, let me increase the size. This is the DAP seasonality, and let me make it, let's say 16. Okay. I hope all of you are able to see these values, and let's compare the seasonality percentage points or seasonality data in gold. So if you can see, the lower seasonal point is the month of May, that is 0.98 vis-a-vis the high seasonal value of 1.04 in the months of February and March. Okay, one thing I would like to tell is that whenever we model this seasonality, we will never get the value of 1 for a given for all months. So there has to be some variation in the spot prices, and that spot price is going to be reflected in some value other than 1. So but still, can we consider this let's say 0.99 to be a less seasonal value than 1.01? Theoretically speaking, yes. However, only when there is substantial amount of difference in these numbers, then only we can say that some months have high seasonal months and some months are low seasonal months. So if you analyze the points for May to April, as mentioned here, there is not much of a difference in case of a gold. Now let's come to the DAP seasonality. Let's identify which the least or the month having the lowest price, that is a December. December has the value of 0.89. December has a value of 0.89, and which one is the highest month? July and August have the highest month of 1.05. So how do we interpret this number? That is July and August month prices on an average have increased 5% vis-a-vis the average price prevailing in the rest of the year. So okay, let's interpret the month of December, which has a value of 0.89. So how do we interpret that value? That this 0.89 indicates that on an average during the month of December, gold price falls by 11% as compared to the annual average value. So when we compare the distribution of this seasonal indices value over months, over 12 months for DAP as compared to the gold, you can see there is a greater amount of variability in the seasonal index values in case of a DAP fertilizer. So so we can very clearly say that November and December are lower price months, and July, August are high price months. So this is very simple way of identifying seasonality associated with a commodities price. There are a lot of advanced statistical models available, and software packages are also available. You can use those software packages to identify seasonality or seasonal component associated with a price series. But I have realized this is something which is very easy and very quick way of identifying seasonality in a commodity price series. Or it could be any data. It need not be commodity prices, it could be sales, it could be cost of production, it could be any price data. With this, let's go to the remaining part of the session. So in today's session, we will also be discussing about the seasonality, impact of seasonality on contango and backwardation of commodity spot and futures price. If you recall, we have discussed in one of the earlier session what do we mean by contango and what do we mean by backwardation. And contango is a situation where the spot price is less than the near month futures price, and near month futures price is less than the next near month future price, so on and so forth. That is, spot price is less than M1 and M1 is less than M2 and M2 is less than M3, so on and so forth. So that is a market which is called a contango market. And which is a backwardation market? Backwardation market is a market where reverse happens, that is, spot price is greater than M1 and M1 is greater than M2 and M2 could be greater than M3, so on and so forth. Now, and if you recall, we also discussed that during pre-harvest period, when normally agricultural commodity tend to have lesser supply, at that point of time commodity spot futures price tend to exhibit backwardation. Now let's check in real life whether backwardation happens, and if backwardation happens, how often backwardation happens. Now as an example of checking the contango and backwardation relationship between spot price and future price, I have used the commodity which is soybean. So I have compared the spot price of soybean spot price prevailing at Indore vis-a-vis the near month future price traded at NCDEX. And the reason for me choosing Indore market is Indore spot market price. The reasons are twofold. One is the basis delivery center for contract specification of NCDEX soybean futures contract is Indore, and Indore is also the largest spot market for buying and selling soybean. So, and this when we talk about spot price of soybean, we normally refer to the spot price prevailing at Indore. So, this is the reason why I have considered the spot price prevailing at Indore and the NCDEX futures price on soybean. Now, let us see whether contango and backwardation happens, and if happens, what is the regularity with which contango and backwardation happens. This particular, I hope you are able to see the details. Of course, this Excel file will be made available to you when you will be undergoing or seeing this video. So, let me start how have I gone ahead and calculated the contango and backwardation. So, simple Excel calculation. You have a spot price of soybean mentioned on a column B and nearby future price, that is M1, that nearby futures price which is mentioned in column C, and you have calculated the basis. Basis, as you recall, basis is spot minus the futures price. So, the basis on the first day, that is on your first day of the data for which I have considered, is minus 38.5, indicating spot is lesser than the nearby futures price. And this data I have downloaded from the Bloomberg database of Vinay Gupta School of Management, IIT Kharagpur. And for our regular MBA student as well as PhD in finance and dual degree financial engineering students, we have subscribed Bloomberg terminals, and these terminals are extensively used by our students and research scholars for doing research and understanding more about different aspects of financial market, Indian financial market as well as global financial market. Now, let us focus on this discussion on basis. So, the basis we have calculated. So, this data I have downloaded from 2011 to, it has gone up to sometime up to 6th June 2016. So, sorry, 20th June 2016. So, this data has been downloaded from for a period of almost 5 years. So, now let us go to understanding the contango and backwardation. So, if basis is negative, it will be a contango market, and if basis is positive, it is a backwardation market. So, this simple exercise Excel calculation shows there are period of contango followed by period of backwardation. If you see, this period is complete backwardation, then there is some period of contango and there is backwardation, so on and so forth. And I just did a simple tally of number of days of contango and number of days of backwardation for the data period which I have which I have considered for this particular discussion. So, I have around 1300 odd data points, and if you can see, the backwardation is for 866 days vis-a-vis contango for 478 days. So, soybean market is exhibiting more number of days backwardation days as compared to the contango market. So, is seasonality a cause for it? Let me rephrase. Seasonality is one of the most important cause which contributes towards backwardation. But when it comes to a 5 year of data, and you have almost 75 2/3 of the data. 2/3 data is have backwarded price series compared to 1/3 as a contango. So, there could be regions which is over and above the seasonality. So, that as a person who is analyzing the prices of why this is going to happen. If you analyzed, if you probe further, you will be able to get a clue why soybean has been backwarded for a long period of time, and that also we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, with extending this discussion little further, if you know that soybean is crushed to arrive at or to produce soya oil and soya meal. And what is a soya oil? The popular brand of edible oil which you may be consuming on a daily basis, or you are at your home, you must be buying different branded soya oil packets, soybean oil packets. So soybean is crushed to arrive at two products, that is your soya oil and soya meal. And what is a soya meal? Soya meal, if you know this popular brand of Nutrilla nuggets, so that is one product which we consume as soya meal we consume, and predominantly in India soya meal is consumed as poultry feed. So companies which are into farming of poultry and fishery, so they use this soya meal because this is highly nutritious and it helps the chickens to achieve the desired weight very quickly. So majority of consumption of soya meal in India is for poultry and animal feed. Now let's go to understand little more on what is the contango and backwardation situation in case of a soya oil. Soya oil is a derivative product from soybean, so instinctively we will think that whatever is happening in soya bean market will probably reflect in the soya oil market. Now let's go and check whether the similar kind of situation is there as far as the contango and backwardation is concerned. Similarly, I have downloaded data. This data set is little different depending upon the availability of data. So it is running from 2016 till 2013. So almost 3 years of data. And if you see, again the same thing, I have taken the spot price, I have taken the futures price, I have calculated the basis. Basis is spot minus futures, and this is the contango market or backwardation market. I have just simple Excel formula. It gives me the number of days where this market has exhibited contango vis-a-vis number of days over backwardation. So you have 308 days of contango over 259 days of backwardation. So almost 560 data points out of 560 data points. So you have 308 days of contango and more number of days of backwardation. If you recall, just now we discussed about the number of days of backwardation and contango with respect to soybean, and the number of days of backwardation is far higher, almost double the amount in case of soybean. But the situation reverse when we are considering the spot futures price relationship for soya oil. So my next question to you all is that even if soybean is derived from soya oil, why should there be a difference in contango, and why should these two prices be moving in different direction or different manner? Now so the answer to this last question of mine is that why these two related commodity will behave differently. This lies with the the understanding of what factors influences the price of these two related commodities. Now let's before I go into the discussion on what factors influences soybean and soya oil prices, let me ask a question to you. I have some I have some oil seeds here at my disposal, so just got mixed up. Please give me a couple of minutes, let me segregate them so that you'll get to see what are clearly what are these. So these are your, now how many of you will be able to identify which what are these seeds? I'll just give you 10 seconds or 15 seconds. So please tell me how many of you will be able to identify which one is a soybean? Okay, there's no way of me knowing what is whether you are able to answer or not answer this question of mine. Okay, let me give the answer. This is your rajma, red kidney bean or red rajma. This is again another variety of rajma. This is your green moong. This is your yellow peanuts, yellow peas, not peanuts, I'm sorry, yellow peas. These are your green peas, dried green peas. These are your dried yellow peas, and these are your soya beans. So now why maybe some of you must be thinking that why am I spending some time on this in this half an hour video asking you question which could be not so important or can be considered as a frivolous. My objective is not to ask this frivolous question. Why am I doing this is that if at all you are going to be a commodity derivative trader and you would like to take exposure on futures or options or any other contract related to the commodity, you can only formulate a price direction only when you understand what are the supply, what are the demand, who produces, who consumes this commodity, who are the major producer, who are the major consumer, which country, from which country this commodities are produced, consumed, what are the export import regulations there, what are the export import regulation in India, and what are the competing products. So only when you are able to understand the commodity, different fundamental aspect of the commodity, you will be able to, then only you will be able to formulate a view regarding the future price direction. Otherwise it could be a severely loss making proposition on your part. So the fact that people who are producing or consuming or value chain partner of a commodity, they are in the business of handling that commodity on day-to-day basis, and their business or their operation requires them to know more about the company, more about the commodity. However, if you are a speculator and you are going to be trading commodities just because you want to get some profit and make an investment and get some profit out of it, then it becomes very important for you to understand what are the factors which influences the price, which starting from what is the acreage of plantation, who is consuming, who is doing what kind of a government regulations are happening. So that is the considering that these to be very, very important, all this understanding about this commodity or a commodity starts with knowing what is a commodity. So the remaining part of the session, we are going to discuss different aspects of soya bean, soya oil and soya meal. Hence I thought to do a little spend a little time to sensitize or highlight the importance of understanding about a particular commodity by getting to see that commodity, touching, feeling and knowing more about the commodity. So now let's go to our today's agenda of what are the factors which influence the soya bean, soya meal and refined soya oil prices in India. Now, why have I chosen the soya oil as one of the representative commodity to discuss, considering the fact that around 40-45 agri-commodities are traded at NCDEX, agri-commodity futures are traded at NCDEX and MCX. The reason for my choice of soybean is that soybean is the most popular and largest produced oil seed. About 55% of the total oil seed produced in all over the world comprises of soybean. And soybean also with respect to India, soybean futures contract is one of the longest running futures contract at NCDEX. And going to the different factors influencing the soybean, soya meal and refined soya oil prices, I am sure all of you know that soybean seeds cannot be consumed as it is. Soybean seeds has to be pressed or crushed to extract soya oil and soya meal. And soya oil, soya meals have different usage, different demand, different supply chain constraints, different export import rules and regulations. So that is the reason why you will come across the way how the price of soya bean moves vis-a-vis soya oil or soya oil price vis-a-vis soya meal. Even if these three commodities are interrelated, two are derived from the other, but the price pertaining to these three commodities do not move in a synchronized manner. So I would like to we are almost the time has come, so I would like to wind up this session at this point of time. Let me summarize what we discussed. We discussed about how to calculate the seasonality index for two commodities, that is gold and DAP fertilizer. We also discussed how commodity spot and futures prices exhibit contango and backwardation. We also discussed, even though two commodities which are highly seem to be related because they derive, one is derived from the other, that is soya oil is crushed, soya oil is derived from crushing soya bean, but still the way the spot and futures price move for both these commodities are significantly different. In the next session, we will continue with the remaining part of analysis pertaining to the soya bean, soya oil and soya meal. Thank you all of you, and as I every day I say, looking forward to interacting or meeting you all in the next session. Thank you all of you.